Trevor. I hope you enjoyed that. It's O'Donnell Levy from 1972. We've only just begun, and that's all I've got time for this week. Thank you for joining me. I'm Jamie Cullum, and this has been a Folded Wing production for BBC Radio 2 on the BBC Sounds app, on your smart speaker, and on 88 to 91 FM.
With the BBC News at 10 o'clock, this is Jason Kay. The new Prime Minister has spent the afternoon and evening appointing his cabinet after formally taking office this morning. Rishi Sunak has kept Jeremy Hunt as his Chancellor, while Suella Braverman's been brought back as Home Secretary only a week after she resigned from the role for breaching the ministerial code. Michael Gove has also returned as Levelling Up Secretary. Maria Caulfield, who's the Tory MP for Lewis in Sussex, says Mr Sunak has embraced skills from across the Conservative Party.
What Rishi's doing is bringing through the talents of the party, and I think it's really important because if you have a whole new team that need to learn their departments, meet civil servants, get on top of their brief, that takes time. Having people can walk in the door and just get on with the job from day one, I think is really crucial.
Our political correspondent Jonathan Blake has been looking at what the cabinet appointments reveal about Mr Sunak's plans.
A new Prime Minister, and with that something of a new government, but not wholly new, and in terms of the faces around the cabinet table, pretty familiar looking, and I think that is no accident. Rishi Sunak is definitely prioritising experience over anything else, and wants, I think, to create a feeling of continuity and stability.
In other news tonight, we can tell you that the Northern Ireland Assembly instalment is expected to be recalled on Thursday as part of an attempt to restore the power-sharing executive before Friday's deadline for calling another election. Since the last vote in May, the Democratic Unionist Party has refused to agree a deal because of its opposition to post-Brexit trading arrangements. Ukraine has told its citizens who are abroad that they shouldn't return until the spring as part of an effort to ease the pressure on the country's energy system over the winter. Kyiv says that Russian attacks have destroyed around a third of its electricity infrastructure. A South African flying school says no classified information was passed on when former UK fighter pilots trained Chinese military personnel. Last week, the Ministry of Defence said that up to 30 former RAF pilots have been involved in the scheme, which paid some of them more than $250,000. In football tonight, Chelsea have reached the knockout stages of the Champions League after a 2-1 win over RB Salzburg in Austria. Kai Havertz's 64th minute goal sealed the match for the Blues. Chelsea's manager Graham Potter says the victory is a step in the right direction.
I thought we created some good chances from good play. You know, we've had a lot of games and a little bit of disruption in terms of some really key players missing. But credit to the boys, they've responded really well, picked up points in the Premier League, and obviously to go through like we have in the Champions League is a fantastic effort from everybody. So we'll take steps. It's not going to be a straight road, unfortunately, but we'll take steps. Tonight was one, I think.
In the past few minutes, Manchester City have drawn 0-0 with Borussia Dortmund in Germany, and Celtic have been eliminated from the Champions League after their match against Shakhtar Donetsk in Glasgow ended 1-1. And the weather tonight, spells of heavy rain will push northwards across western and northern parts of the UK. In the southeast, it should remain generally dry. And that's the BBC News at 3 minutes past 10.
Thank you very much, and thanks to Jamie Cullum.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
It's Trevor Nelson's Magnificent Seven.
Hey, how you doing? Welcome to the Rhythm Nation, your nighttime fix here on BBC Radio 2. Good news, everyone who likes choosing a tune for my show or wants to get involved, it's listener request time. So you can text me your requests at any time during the show.
The Magnificent Seven on BBC Radio 2.
To life, back to reality.